Shakti Mahadev ki Jai. We join in opening prayer. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Bhagavan He Ram, He Ram, He Ram, He Ram. हमें दया करो गुरुर ब्रह्मा गुरुर विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वर गुरुर् साक्षात् परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। ॐ सिद्धि बुद्धि प्रदे देवी भुक्ति मुक्ति प्रदायिनी मंत्र मूर्ते सदा देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते। श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधार वरनो रघुवर विमल यश जोदायक फलचार बोधहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार सियापति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम। हे नाथ मम संकट हरो हरे। Please take your seats. At this point, devotees, we will join in our puja together. Begin with offering water each place, one drop for each murti. Harihi Om Tat Sat, Harihi Om Tat Sat, Harihi Om Tat Sat. Om Namo Swanantaye Sahasramurte Sahasrapadakshi Shirorvahave Sahasranamane Purushaye Sasute Sahasradhyogdharine Namaha. Sarvdevata Sarvdevi Namo Namaha. Shubhodak Snanam Samarpayami. Chandan. Om Sri Khand Chandanam Divyam Gandhadyam Sumanoharam Vilepanam Surusvesham Chandanam Pratikrishitam. Sarvadevata Sarvadevi Namo Namaha. Chandanam Samarpayami. Put Chandan, put the tikka right on it. Yeah. Some more water. After Chandan, flowers. light it, pass it around 5 times. Arati afterward. Om Vanaspati Rasorbhuto Gandhajo Gandha Uttama Agriyan Sarvadevanang Dhupoyam Pratigrihitam Dhupam Samarpayami. Stick it one side. Pass Arati around 5 times. Om Sadham Chavarti Sanyuktam Vahineyojatam Maya Deepam Viham Devese Trailokiti Mirapaham Deepam Samarpayami Sarvadevata Sarvadevi Namo Namaha. Prasad next. Okay, prasad next. You have all of the prasad in 5 little bowls in one tray. 5 separate ones. Alright, take them up one at a time. Next time we'll do 5 little bowls in one tray, right? We don't need just a little bit. Okay, take it up, pass water around it 3 times. So Ganesh prasad first. Offer it. Om Sharakara Khanda Kadyani Dadhichi Jitani Cha Aharam Bhaksha Bhojam Cha Naivedyam Prativihitam Sijam Ganapati Namaha Naivedyam Ashmanam Samarpayami. Next prasad, offer the flowers and leaves. Pick up the next one. Devi prasad. Om Sharakara Khanda Kadyani Dadhichi Jitani Cha Aharam Bhaksha Bhojam Cha Naivedyam Prativihitam Devi Durga Mata Naivedyam Ashmanam Samarpayami. Bole Sri Shakti Durga Mata ki Jai. Shiv prasad next. Om Sharakara Khanda Kadyani Dadhichi Jitani Cha Aharam Bhaksha Bhojam Cha Naivedyam Prativihitam Simharev Baba Naivedyam Ashmanam Samarpayami. Bole Sri Umapati Mahadev ki Jai. Prasad for Vishnu Bhagwan next. Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. The last one for Suraj Narayan Swami. Om Shakara Khana Khadyani Dadhichi Jitani Cha Aharam Bhaksha Bhojam Cha Naivedyam Pratigrihitam Suraj Narayan Swami Naivedyam Ashvanam Samarpayami. Bole se Suraj Narayan Swami ki Jai. For the flowers and bow. Okay. We're going to do Havan now. During the final arati, you could offer what you have on the lingam, right? During the final arati. Now, take up a flower. Everyone, let's concentrate on the fire. Sit up straight. Take a deep breath. We concentrate on Agindev. Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Ang Jwalit Mukhe Arun Mata Varun Pita Shandile Gotra Pavakanam Agni Devaya Namostute. Om Agach Deva Devesha Tejo Rasi Jagatpate Kriya Manang Maya Pujang Grihan Surasattama. Om Nana Ratna Samayuktam Kartaswar Vibhushitam Asanam Deva Devesha Pricharatam Pratigritam Sragin Devata Avahyami Sthapayami Pujayami. Place it down on the side of the Bedi. Pass water around the fire 3 times. Om Namo Swanantai Sahasramurte Sahasaparakshi Shirorvahave Sahasranamane Purushaya Saswate Sahasrakotu Yugdharanye Namaha. We do Gayatri Mantra Jap, devotees, together. Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonaha Prachodayat Swaha. Offer, pick up some more ghee. Offer a little bit each time. Repeat Swaha after me. Om Prajapatye Swaha. Idam Prajapatye Idam Namama. Om Indraye Swaha. Idam Indraye Idam Namama. Om Agni Swaha. Idam Agni Idam Namama. Om Somaye Swaha. Idam Somaye Idam Namama. Om Bhu Swaha. Idam Agni Idam Namama. Om Bhuva Swaha, Idam Vayave, Idam Namama. Om Swaha Swaha, Idam Suryaye, Idam Namama. Offer some more each time. Not as yet. It's ghee. Continue the ghee. We'll offer Gugul and sugar afterward. Om Ganganapatye Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Gauri Mata Swaha. Om Sri Prithvi Mata Swaha. Om Sri Panchlokpal Devaye Swaha. Om Hrim Srim Chandikaya Namaha Swaha. Om Krim Kalyay Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Siddheshwari Mahalakshmi Mata Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Om Srim Hrim Saraswachai Swaha. We are now going to do Mrityunjay Mantra Jap 5 times. End up with Om Namah Shivaya Swaha. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam. उरुवारुकम इव बंधनान मृत्युर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। ओम नमः शिवाय स्वाहा। ओम तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नः शिवः प्रचोदयात्। स्वाहा। ओम नमो भगवते नारायणाय स्वाहा। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय स्वाहा। ओम श्री हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा। ओम श्री सूर्यारिनवग्रहदेवायभ्यो नमो नमः स्वाहा। ओम श्री अगिनदेवाय स्वाहा। ओम श्री इष्टदेवाय स्वाहा। ओम श्री कुलदेवाय स्वाहा। ओम श्री अस्थानदेवाय स्वाहा। ओम श्री वास्तुदेवाय स्वाहा। ओम सर्वदेवता सर्वदेवीभ्यो नमो नमः स्वाहा। Of a handful of Google sugar. Om Sarvadevata Sarvadevi Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Pass water on the fire 3 times. Om Sarva Papaharang Divyam Gangayam Nirmalam Jalam Ashmanang Chamaya Dattam Grihitam Purushotamaha Ashmanyam Samarpayami. Take a flower, fan the fire towards the bedi 5 times. Om Banaspati Rasodbhuto Gandhadyo Gandha Uttama Agriyang Sarvadevanang Dhupoyam Pratigrihitam Dhupam Samarpayami. Okay. You did the diya on top already? Alright, next time just wait until, yep. Light the other diyas, that's okay. The one on top, we leave that for now, right? So take some flowers, take 2 or 3 small flowers in your hand. We concentrate on Lakshmi Mata. Om Lakshmi Karotu Kalyanam Arogyam Sukha Sampadam Mama Shatru Vinashaya Deep Jyotir Namostute Sri Siddheshwari Mahalakshmi Mata Namo Namaha. Offer the flowers around the diya and bow. Good. So you can take a flower and just keep that in your hand. We join in our Ramayan Chaupais.
चले भनहि अवधहि शिर नाहि जाके सुमिरन तेरे पुनाशा नाम शत्रुघ्न वेद प्रकाशा विश्वभरण पोषण कर जोई ताकर नाम भरत हस होई जब तेरा राम जय जय राम राम जय जय सीता राम जय जय राम। वह शोभा जिस समाज सुख कहटन वनित घेश वरण शारद शेष श्रुति सोरस जान महेश सिया पति रामचंद्र की जय शरणम। बंदो पवन कुमार कलबन पावक ज्ञान घन जासु हृदय आगार बस ही राम शर चाप धर।
बोल श्री राजा रामचंद्र की जय। Concentrate on Ganesh Bhagwan. जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक तेरी छवि अति सुंदर सुखदायक जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक जय
गणपति वंदन गणनायक
तेरी छवि अति सुंदर सुखदायक
तेरी छवि अति सुंदर
सुखदायक जय गणपति वंदन
गणनायक
जय
गणपति वंदन गणनायक।
तो चार भुजाधारी मस्तक सिंदूरी रूप निराला है मूषक वाहन तेरो तू ही जग का रखवाला तेरी सुंदर मूरत मन तेरी सुंदर मूरत मन तू बालक सिद्धि विनायक जय गणपति वंदन
गणनायक जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक।
मन मंदिर का अंधियारा तेरे नाम से हो जियारा तेरे नाम की जोत जली तो मन में बहती सुख धारा तेरो सुमिरन हर पूजन तेरो सुमिरन हर पूजन सबसे पहले फलदायक जय गणपति वंदन
गणनायक जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक।
तेरे नाम को जिसने ध्याया उस पर रहती सुख छाया मेरे रोम रोम अंतर में एक तेरा रूप समाया तेरी महिमा तू ही जान, तेरी महिमा तू ही जान। शिव पार्वती के पालक जय गणपति वंदन, जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक। तेरी छवि अति सुंदर सुखदायक, तेरी छवि अति सुंदर सुखदायक। जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक, जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक, जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक। बोले श्री गजानन स्वामी की जय। We now concentrate on Devi Ma. This bhajan, devotees, is a bhajan of supplication. Mera jeevan teri sharan. My life is under your protective shelter. We concentrate and pray to that Divine Mother to always protect us and to help us overcome all of our attachments in this world. मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण, मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण। सारे राग विराग हुए अब, मोह सारे त्याग हुए अब। एक यही मेरा बंधन, मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण। हो मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण। सारे राग विराग हुए अब, मोह सारे त्याग हुए अब। एक यही मेरा बंधन, मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण। ओ मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण। अविरत रहा भटकता अब तक, अविरत रहा भटकता अब तक। भटकूं और अभी मैं कब तक, भटकूं और अभी मैं कब तक। पालूं केवल तुझको ही माँ, पालूं केवल तुझको ही माँ। एक यही मेरी है लगन, मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण। हो मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण। तेरे चरणों परमो अर्पण, तेरे चरणों, तेरे चरणों, तेरे चरणों, तेरे चरणों, तेरे चरणों परमो अर्पण। मेरे जीवन के गुण अवगुण, मेरे जीवन के गुण अवगुण सारी रथाएं दूर करो माँ, सारी रथाएं दूर करो माँ। हो कुसुमित मेरा नंदन, मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण, हो मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण। सारे राग विराग हुए अब मोह सारे त्याग हुए अब, एक यही मेरा बंधन, मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण, ओ मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण, ओ मेरा जीवन तेरी शरण। बोले श्री आर शक्ति दुर्गा माता की जय। And now devotees, we concentrate on Bhagwan Shankar. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namah.
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 Om 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 Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namah.
Shiva, 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 Shivaya Namah.
Hara, 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 Haraya 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 Namah.
Shiva, 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 Shivaya Namah.
Shiva, 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 Shivaya Namah.
शिव 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 शिवाय नमः
शिव 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 शिवाय नमः
भव 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 भवाय 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 नमः
ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः
ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः
नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः
ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः
ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः बोले श्री उमापति महादेव की जय. And devotees, now let's glorify Prabhu Sri Krishna before getting into our Gita study for this morning. हे माधवा हे मधुसूदना दामोदरा हे मुरलीधरा दामोदरा हे मुरलीधरा मनमोहना हे यदुनंदना मनमोहना हे यदुनंदना दीनावना भाव भय भंजना हे माधवा हे मधुसूदना
हे माधवा हे मधुसूदना
हे माधवा हे मधुसूदना
हे माधवा हे मधुसूदना
दामोदरा हे मुरलीधरा
दामोदरा हे मुरलीधरा
दामोदरा हे मुरलीधरा
दामोदरा हे मुरलीधरा
मनमोहना हे यदुनंदना
मनमोहना यदुनंदना
मनमोहना हे यदुनंदना मनमोहना
यदुनंदना
दीनावना भाव भय भंजना
दीनावना भव भय भंजना
दीनावना भाव भय भंजना
दीनावना भव भय भंजना
हे माधवा हे मधुसूदना
हे माधवा हे मधुसूदना
दामोदरा हे मुरलीधरा
दामोदरा हे मुरलीधरा
दामोदरा हे मुरलीधरा
दामोदरा हे मुरलीधरा
यदुनंदना मनमोहना
यदुनंदना
ओ मनमोहना यदुनंदना मनमोहना
यदुनंदना
दीनावना भाव भय भंजना
दीनावना
भाव भय भंजना दीनावना भाव भय भंजना
दीनावना भव भय भंजना
हे माधवा हे मधुसूदना हे माधवा हे मधुसूदना हे माधवा हे मधुसूदना हे माधवा हे मधुसूदना हे माधवा हे माधवा हे माधवा हे मधुसूदना। बोले श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय। We've been studying chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita, devotees. This morning we are going to continue that. So we are at the end of chapter 2, and I believe last time we finished on verse 66. So just to refresh your memory, in chapter 2, Bhagwan Sri Krishna is advising Arjuna on three main things. Remember, he's trying to convince Arjuna to do his duty, to fight in this battle. And we must not see this as an encouragement to fight just for fighting's sake. It was Arjuna's duty as a Kshatri to fight. Things progressed to such a point in the Mahabharata war where there was no other alternative but to fight. When Arjuna saw that he was about to engage in war with his uncles, his cousins, his teachers, he was very upset. So you imagine, devotees, what it's like to have to fight against your own family. Well, I don't have to ask you to imagine that. For many people, this is a reality. So Sri Krishna is trying to show Arjuna here, well, if this is the case, what should you do? What's the principle here? What's the underlying principle? We go back to first principles. So firstly, Bhagwan Sri Krishna told Arjuna the essence of Vedanta, meaning what philosophy do we subscribe to? Well, that philosophy, at least here, is Advait Vedanta. Advait Vedanta. That's the name, the technical name of the philosophy. Advaita means not two. Dvaita means two. Advaita means not two. And Vedanta, Vedanta, the end of the Vedas or the last portion of the Vedas, that's the philosophy given there in the Upanishads, as they are called. What is this philosophy? This philosophy can be embodied by the statements, as I've told you before, the Mahavakyas of the Vedas. Tat Tvam Asi. You are that. You, meaning the individual, are that supreme spirit which right now most of us have no idea about. You are that. And when you realize that, then you can say with full certainty, Aham Brahmasmi, meaning Aham I, Aham Brahm, Brahman, that supreme spirit, God, the word for God in Sanatan Dharma, where he is Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi, I am that Brahman. Right now I could say I am Umesh, but that technically isn't true. I, this body, yes, and mind, yes, but is that who I truly am? So let's take this word Brahman
I mean, if I were to ask you, what's the meaning of the word God? What does God mean? You see, when I say God, it triggers something in your mind. You might think, okay, some religions, God is a person in the sky sitting somewhere. Hinduism, maybe we have different gods somewhere, different locals sitting. For different people, the word God means different things. So let me be very clear and define what this God is. God, in Sanatan Dharma, in its truest highest sense, the word used is Brahman. And what does Brahman mean? Translated, it literally means the vast. The vast. So, how are we to understand this? If I were to tell you, picture something in your mind, so try this, picture something in your mind that is infinite. It is vast, it has no end. So, Brahman is referred to as Sat Chit Anand. Sat means existence, Chit means of the nature of consciousness, it means spirit, it's not a physical thing. Anand means bliss. Brahman is also described as Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Anantam, no end, no limit. So I ask you to picture this. Now I'll ask you, what have you pictured in your mind? Could you picture that? Anybody? What you pictured? Yeah, but in your mind, how could you picture something without a limit? The mind could only picture something that has a limit. So when you pictured the universe, what did you see in your mind's eye? The sky. But when you see the sky, I mean, you could look at it, it's there in your field of vision, or you have a picture in your head, but does it look infinite to you? It still has some bound somewhere, maybe a horizon or something. The point I'm getting at, devotees, is that this Brahman, the vast, you cannot see it. Not with any of your senses. Why? Because it is the seer. To make this clear, it is not limited by time, place, or object. Let's see if we could wrap our heads around this. What is something that is not bounded by time? Meaning, in the past it was always here, it is always here now, and it will always be here in the future, no matter what happens. What is that? Is it something physical? Could it be something physical? So that is time. What about place? Is Brahman here alone within me? Could you imagine that? We all think spatially, something confined to a space. Something is in that corner but not in that corner. If I were to ask you to think of something that is everywhere, here, there, anywhere you could think of, the vast, there is no end to it, what would that be? Air is not everywhere. Where is air contained to? The atmosphere. What we have in space? Vacuum. So it's not air. There is nothing that you could see or experience materially that is everywhere. And the last one is object. This harmonium here is an object. It's a thing. It is located in time and space. Brahman is the vast, the infinite. It is not a thing. It is not located in one spot only, not an object, limited by an object. You know, there's a pot. Inside a pot, that's one object. What is there that is not an object? Everything we see in this world, objects with name and form. But Brahman, the vast, is not limited to an object. So then what is it? Is it a thing? No. It is pure consciousness, pure awareness that is everywhere. It cannot be conceived really by the human mind. But our scriptures tell us that is what you are. Now, all of this explanation Sri Krishna didn't give. There are a lot of things that could be said. But essentially, do you recall, Sri Krishna told Arjuna, Arjuna, you are not this body. There was never a time when all of us here were not. There will never be a time where we will not be. How to make sense of that? You do know that this body that I have, that you have, it's going to die one day. You know that. So Clearly, Sri Krishna wasn't talking about that. What was he trying to tell Arjuna? He is telling Arjuna that your true nature is of this Satchitananda, Atman. Whether you call it Atman, you call it Brahman, you call it the Sakshi, the witness, all of them is the same thing we're talking about. Same one thing. To be very simple, we call it existence. Existence itself. You see, devotees, let me tell you how to think about this. We are accustomed to seeing, let me use an example. You see the microphone here, right? You see this microphone? Right. This microphone is a thing, right? What is this microphone made of? Well, you might say, okay, steel and some other materials. Those of us in engineering, we learn materials, right? But let's go deeper than that. This microphone here is an object. What is it really made of? A material, yes, but is that all? So listen to me very carefully. This microphone here exists. Not so? So in addition to what you see here, it is made up of existence itself. It exists. You could take it and mash it up. Existence is still there. The microphone might be in a different form, but it still exists. Not so? Now, where is existence? Aren't we sitting in existence? I exist. This harmonium exists. You exist. Those things around, they exist. We sit in an ocean of existence, pure existence. So, the examples used in Vedanta is like this. You have the ocean, and what's the ocean made up of? More elemental than waves. Water. It is the material cause. Okay? You have multiple waves on the ocean. Similarly, I am one wave. And Devendra is another wave. Akash, you are another wave. The waves come up and the waves play with each other for a little while. And then what happens to the waves? They go back. But all of us, we are made of that one essence. What is it? Water. What is that water? Existence itself. Pure existence. That is what Brahman is. We exist. And therefore, in this form, it could go away. But our true nature as existence doesn't go anywhere. Doesn't come from anywhere. That is what Brahman is. That is the easiest way I could explain it to you. Now, devotees, you may ask, all right, so if that is what God is, what Brahman is, how come we have Lord Shiva? How come we have Durga Mata? Well, if everything is that one Brahman, then I am that Brahman. That Murti is Brahman. That speaker box is Brahman. Not so? Right. So in Sanatan Dharma, we have the concept of avatara, like Sri Krishna. So let's use Sri Krishna as an example. Sri Krishna took form there. What is the difference, you think, between Sri Krishna and us? What's the difference? Sri Krishna had a body, right? As you could see. Okay, good. Sri Krishna had a mind? Yeah, all right, okay. All right. So what makes Sri Krishna different from me, from you? What does Sri Krishna have that we don't have? Sri Krishna devotees knew who he was. He knew himself to be Brahman, whereas we don't know who we are. I think I am Umesh. Arati thinks she's Arati. Abhinav thinks he's Abhinav. And we run around our little lives like this, like little, rodents. So Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna, and of course all of us, this is not who you are. Wake up to your real nature. So he went through that explanation. But then he had to switch arguments. All right, let's say you can't understand this. Many people can't understand. Good, granted. So we conceive of God in a form. We say, all right, you are Sri Krishna, that avatar of that form, of that supreme. We will pray to you in that form, think of you that way until that realization comes. Nothing wrong, completely fine. Okay? So Sri Krishna is putting different arguments to Arjuna now. Look, even if you can't understand this whole Brahman thing, then you can at least understand that you have no choice over this. What is born must die. Yes? And so he went through various arguments and he tried to get Arjuna to understand, look, you should do your duty. Try not to run away from life, but try to spiritualize your everyday life. That's the big lesson. Right? And I've said all of that to come to this point where at the end of the chapter, Arjuna asks, well, that person who's realized, what is that person like? What's that person's qualities? And so Sri Krishna began to answer, and this is what we are studying. Why? Because we want to be like that, not so? We want to know what the ideal is. We want to know what to aspire to. Yes? Okay. Now, quick quiz before we get into the final few verses here. Today we're going to go from verse 67 right down to the end, 72. It's straightforward there, right? But before doing so, what is the key thing that Sri Krishna said to Arjuna here? Anybody can remember? The last few times we are speaking about this. So the person who's realized, sthita pragya, in that permanent state of realization, of knowledge, what quality or key quality does that person have? Do you remember? What quality? Anybody wants to venture a word? Dispassion is part of it, but I want another word that starts with D. Detachment is dispassion, yes, it's true, but the core of it all has to do with this word that begins with the letter D. Look back right here in your book. What is it that makes us move in this world, that motivates us to do all kind of things? Good things that desire. So, if you recall, what causes us to act and run behind things? From the good person to the criminal, from the president to the poor man on the street. Who, what? What is it? Desire. Wanting things. Things of this world, nice. They'll make me feel nice. I want to get them. They make me happy. Or I want to avoid things. That is bad. I don't like that. I want to keep running away from the pain. That will make me unhappy. We are driven by desire. So what is Sri Krishna saying? The last verse 66, he said, Ashantasya kutaha sukham. Where is happiness for one without peace of mind? So I've decided I'm not going to use the word happiness anymore. We don't want to be happy. We don't want to be sad, because once you're happy, like two ends of a stick, once you're happy, you're going to be. When you're sad, well, you might be happy for a time again, but you swing back and forth. Not so? So I'm going to use the word as Sri Krishna used here, Shantasya. Shanta, Shanti. Shanti means peace. And this is why, of course, I said over and over, at the end of everything we say, Om, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. The word for happiness is Sukha. But we don't say Om Sukha, Sukha, Sukha. Why don't we say that? Oh God, let me be happy, happy, happy. Because you're also asking for, oh Lord, oh Dukha, Dukha, Dukha. Not so? So we say peace of mind. What is the definition of peace of mind? No desires pulling the mind back and forth. What causes these desires? Go back now, the word starts with S. What causes you to have these desires? Starting with S. English word, starting with S. What makes you go out into the world to try to get nice things? You want to see nice things. You want to hear nice things. You want to smell good things. You want to eat nice things. You want to touch and feel nice things. What's the word? Your senses. How many senses do we have? Sense of? Let me give you an easy way to remember it. Start with your eyes. Sight, ears. So ears, not ears, but hearing, smell, taste, and your skin all over, touch. 5 senses. You have any more? Unless you're Spider-Man. Spider-Man has an extra sense, right? It's spider tingly sense. But some people actually do have that. I won't go into that. It's a sort of intuition. Anyway, let's keep it simple. 5 senses. So we are driven to this. I want this thing because it is a nice thing. Right? Our senses drive us. So at some point in life, I'm not saying, now let me be very clear. So remember, we have different people in the audience. Young people, middle-aged people, old people. Remember I told you about the 4 stages of human development, right? The 4 stages of life. So people 25 years and under, what stage are you in? Roughly. Brahmacharya, student stage. 25 to 50-ish is what stage you're in? Grihastha, householder stage. Above 50 to around 75-ish, what stage are you in? Vanprast, you're starting to let go from the world because you've had all the experiences. And above 75, even before for some people, sannyas, which means total renunciation mentally from the world. You could still be right here, but you're not caught up in worldly things. Now remember, the Bhagavad Gita is a moksha shastra. So we are talking to people here who are looking for moksha. I could ask you what you want in life right now. All right, Akash and Malay having a baby. Okay, you're looking toward family life. You want to spend nice time together, etc., etc. You want to get a house, blah, blah, blah. That's okay. That's fine. You're not at this stage yet, but you listen to it very carefully and keep it in mind. As experiences come to you, you're going to have pleasant experiences and unpleasant experiences, and now you will need a philosophy to deal with it. You'd have to come back to the Gita at some point. Understand? So I'm not saying Bhagavan Shri Krishna didn't say go after your goals. He was telling Arjuna, fight. You have to do your job, do it. But how to do it? This is the key thing. We could all live life running around like everybody else, like Marans everywhere, running after this, running after that. You want more money, trampling over everybody. Or you live your life with this philosophy inside of, look, these things are good, yes, up to a point. But two things. We have the problem of suffering and we have the problem of lack of fulfillment. The problem with suffering is you could do how much good you want in your life, you still could get cancer. Something could happen to you, you lose a foot, you get in an accident. Why do we suffer? And how to deal with that suffering. First point. And the second point is, nothing in this world could make you permanently happy. You realize that? How many of you could honestly tell me right now that you are totally happy? I'm using the word happy. Happy and contented. Raise your hand, let me see. You know why? Because you could never be. In the same way, you can't be totally sad all the time, unless, of course, you have a condition. But, shanti, peace. Could you be peaceful all the time? This is where religion comes in. What's the point of religion? Religion says, yes, there is an answer to both suffering and to this problem of total fulfillment, permanent fulfillment. You can get it, but you now have to adopt a different philosophy. Everybody with me? Okay. Talk enough for now. Let's go and do the rest of the verses, and then I'll try to summarize for you at the end. Okay? All right. So let's begin with verse 67. I will chant and translate. Brief explanation. Let's go from verse 67 to the end. So Sri Krishna says, Indriyanam hi charatam yanmano nuvidyate tad asya harati prajam vayo navam evambhasi. O Arjuna, the senses are naturally disposed to move towards their objects. Whichever of these senses the mind pursues, that sense carries away that mind as a gale does a ship on the high seas. Sri Krishna is saying, look how difficult it is to control the senses. You could try. Ooh, I'm smelling that in the kitchen there, but no matter how hard you try, it pulls you away. Just like, a boat on the ocean in strong breeze, it will blow the boat away. Of course. The senses, devotees, Sri Krishna is saying, very difficult to control. Very difficult. He goes on, verse 68. Tasmad yasya mahabaho nigritani sarvashah indriyan indriyarthebhyas tasya pragya pratishtita. Therefore, O Arjuna, that person who can completely restrain his senses from pursuing their objects has his wisdom firmly set. Pragya, sthita pragya. So the key, Sri Krishna is saying, is control of these senses. Or devotees, you want to know what the secret is? The secret is to stop letting your senses control you. If you fight with them and say, don't do that, don't do that, your senses will do that. If I tell you all, who's that by the door there? Don't look, don't look. You're fighting hard right now not to look. Because you are drawn, you want to look, natural curiosity, your senses pull you. So Sri Krishna is saying, implying here, don't let these senses control you. With our practice over time, devotees, this control comes. Verse 69, Sri Krishna says, Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati samyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato mune. Now, Sri Krishna is going to describe what it is like for the enlightened person and the unenlightened person. See which one you are. What is like night to all ignorant beings, to that Atman consciousness, the self-controlled sage is awake. And this sensate life to which all ignorant beings are awake, that is like night to this illuming sage. Let's go on. I'll come back to that after. Verse 70, Sri Krishna says, Apuryamanam achala pratishtam samudram apaha pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sashantim apnoti nakam kami. He into whom objects of desire enter, even like the ocean that is constantly being filled by the rivers, but still remaining steady within its bounds, such a person attains to peace, Shantim, not he who runs madly after objects of desire. Verse 71, Vihaya kamanyah sarvan Puman sharati nispriraha nirmamo nirahankara sashantim nadikachati. Whoever has abandoned all desires and moves about without attachments and without the sense of I and mine, me, I, mine, that person attains to peace, Shanti. Final verse of chapter 2, devotees, verse 72. Esha Brahmi sthiti partha nainam prapya vimuhyati sthitva sayamanta kalepi brahma nirvanam mrichati. This, O son of Pritha, Arjuna, is the state of dwelling in Brahman, dwelling in that Supreme. Having attained it, one is no more deluded. By abiding in that state, even at the time of death, one is united with Brahman. Bole Sri Krishna Chandra ki Jai. Do you understand, devotees, what Sri Krishna is saying? Once you are established in that state, senses and desires no longer control you. Then what? Then, what is like night to all ignorant beings? So, we think it's daytime. But really and truly, I'm classing all of us, I'm taking liberties to say that we are all ignorant beings in darkness. What sort of darkness? The darkness of sense pleasures, of samsara in this world. Yes? But to that Atman consciousness, that enlightened sage, then the self-control sage is awake. Why? Because that sage is seeing through all of this, seeing through the Papi show, and seeing Brahman, that supreme spirit everywhere. So let me use an example. You know when you go to the cinema and you look at a movie, right? The movie is projected on a screen. Okay. You see this world, devotees? This world is like a 3D movie. Well, you can go and see 3D movies now. But this world is like a 3D movie. So Pandit Umesh here is acting in the world, right? A 3D character. But all of these characters, I'm a character, you a character, we are all playing out life on a screen. What is that screen? That screen is Brahman, that pure existence, Satchidanand, the self. Okay? So just as you have the picture show on the screen, just so this world is on that screen. Now, really and truly tell me, you could have different movies showing on the screen. Shah Rukh Khan and Tom Cruise and whoever else. All sorts of things happen in the movie. People get shot, people die, people fall in love, people cry. All these things happen. What happens to the screen? Nothing. But technically speaking, when you really look at it, did anything happen at all? No. But you enjoy the movie, yes? So this is an analogy, okay? That supreme is like the screen. We are all like that movie playing on the screen. The movie playing on the screen is known as Maya, an appearance, a show. But the quality of Maya is, it is always changing. It isn't constant. It never stays the same. However, what stays constant is the screen. So what our scriptures say, you are not the movie. You are not the actor in the movie. You are just playing a part in the movie, but in truth and reality, you are the screen. So the person, the enlightened person, walks around seeing the movie, enjoying the movie, but that person knows, devotees, I am the screen. I am Brahman. I am the supreme. This is just Maya, an appearance. Sounds very heady, high level. How in the world are you supposed to realize this? Well, there are different pathways which Sri Krishna gets into afterward. But this, devotees, is the essence of Vedanta, Advait Vedanta. Everything is one thing. But due to delusion, we don't see it that way. Remember the story I told with the donkey? Tie the donkey. The donkey thought the donkey is tied. Was the donkey tied? No. Right now, you're all free. All free. But you don't realize it because you think you're tied. All of us are donkeys. Until you realize that you're not. Okay? So, Sri Krishna is saying, and the sensate life to which all ignorant beings are awake, that is like night to this illumined stage. So, in the same way, running around the world after all sorts of things, it's like day for us. Oh, we're excited. We want to get this. We want to get that. We want to live life. For the sage, it is like being asleep. He's asleep to the world, but awake to the reality. You understand? Okay. So now, devotees, let me just sum up everything here with a nice little analogy that comes from our Upanishads. Okay? You see, these things could be very dry. Every week, Pandit is talking about, well, every other week, the senses and control and desire and Brahman and all these things. How am I supposed to get to that point? How? So listen to this nice little analogy. In the Upanishads, there's a nice little story of the birds on the tree. So imagine for me there's a nice tall tree with different branches sticking out. Okay? On that tree, there are two birds. On top of the tree, there is one bird. A quiet bird, a bird in bliss, a bird that just watches. Watching what is going on below. Everybody with me? On the bottom branch of the tree, there is another bird that is aiming to jump up and go up to the top of the tree to be like that next bird. Yes? Who is the little bird? The little bird is each of us. Who is the bird on top? The Supreme Self. Brahman, God, Lord Shiva, Durga Mata, whatever you conceive. Okay? So that is the bird on top. We are the little birds below. This is how we behave in life. So you want to reach to the top, so you start hopping up the branches one by one. You hop up a branch, but lo and behold, you see a nice little mango hanging there. Ooh, I like mango. So when you see the mango, you say, you know what? I want to go and taste this mango. So you go and you taste the mango. What pulls you? Your sense of taste, your sight, your smell. You pull to the mango, you taste the mango, you enjoy the mango. And you spend quite a long time. You eat the mango, you get itis as we call it, and you sleep away. You spend a little time, you wake back up, right? You spend a lot of time there, not so? So a nice fruit. After a while, you get kind of fed up with the mango. No matter how much mango you eat, you're going to get fed up. So then you realize, you look back up and you say, oh, look, that bird is still there. That is where I want to go. That is like when you come temple. You notice some people come temple, you don't see them for 6 months, then they come back again, they go and they eat nice mango. Right? They think nice. But then at some point they say, you know, maybe I should go back temple. Why? You don't know why, but something inside is propelling you to come back. You need something more, but you don't know what it is. So the little bird come back now, come temple, hear some things again, start to jump up the branch. The bird see a next, now this is a weird tree because it have a next fruit there, right? I'm making up more thing. Let's say it have a nice pear on the tree. This pear looking nice, and this bird say, ooh, I like pear too. So the bird go and bite the pear, but you know what? This pear is rotten. So from the time the bird bites the pear, what happens? Oh good, this pear tasting bad, I don't like it. And immediately the bird turns away, looks up to the other bird, and starts jumping up again. So this biting of this bitter fruit represents the bad experiences we have in life, the suffering. You see what happens? So the nice things keep you trapped for a long time. You forget about going up. But the bitter fruits, what happened? Quick, you ditch that and you start moving again. So technically speaking, which one propels you up faster? The sweet fruit or the bitter fruit? Bitter fruit. Bitter fruit. And so the bird keep going. Sweet fruit, bitter fruit, whatever. But the strange thing is this, devotees. At some point, that bird, this little bird on the tree, is going to reach to the top. And when he reaches there, you know what that bird realizes? There were never two birds to begin with. It was always one bird. I wouldn't explain that for you. I want you to contemplate that on your own. It was never two birds, it was one bird. This is the highest philosophy, Vedanta, that Sri Krishna is putting to Arjuna here. So let's bring it back down very simply. I've tried to put to you what the goal is. I've discussed, the philosophy, what Sri Krishna is trying to say at the highest level. But let's come right back down. You say, Pandit, what is supposed to do with all of this? Well, you begin with practice. How? Remember, there are four main means really. Let's take the Vedantic approach. You have 4 pathways. Tell me if you've heard this before. 4 pathways. There is, let me explain this in a different way. We all have heads, we have hearts, and we have hands. Not so? I thought of this the other day. Quite proud of myself for this one. 3 H's. Head, heart, and hands. Right? So, let me start with the hands. What should we do? We start with Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means actions. We come and we clean the temple. We offer service. We do service to others. That helps purify the mind. You want to say, how I can control all my senses? How I can control the mind? Start with service. Serving others, not selfish. You with me? That's hands. Next one is heart. Heart is Bhakti Yoga. Oh God, I can't see myself as one with you as yet, so there's a form, there's an avatar. Who you like? Okay, I like Sri Krishna. Okay, I like Lord Shiva. I would conceive of God in that form, my Ishtadev, and I would pray in that way. Right? Concentration develops, it purifies the mind as well. It takes you further on the spiritual journey. That is Bhakti Yoga. You with me? So when we sing bhajan and whatnot, and I see people sitting around looking so, and like they're bored, I get vexed, You know why? Because you're just wasting time. Bhakti Yoga is not entertainment. It's supposed to be doing something. It's supposed to feel something. If you don't feel anything, then you're doing nothing at all. You understand? So, in Hindu communities, they sit down and they sing bhajan, they play drum. I see the other day a drummer tap a fella who was singing, right? All kind of nonsense. You're not practicing bhakti. What you're focusing on, okay? Your mind is in the wrong place. It has nothing to do with what you actually do. It's what's in your mind. Bhakti Yoga. If there's no prem, there's no feeling, you're not a bhakt. Right, Auntie Vindra? It might sound cruel. You could offer all them flowers. I don't know what you have in your head. No bhakti at all. So all these things that we offer and put everywhere, it represents an inner feeling. If you do it without feeling, it is just empty action. Heart. Bhakti Yoga. Now, we come to head. Head, you have Gyan Yoga. You see from the Gita, the knowledge. What could remove ignorance is only Gyan. Let me say that again. What could remove ignorance? So I use this example. If I ask you, do you know physics? Now, if you know physics, don't say anything, right? I ask you, you know physics? Suppose you say no. So say no. Do you know physics? Right. Like, do you know theoretical physics? No. If you want to learn theoretical physics, to remove that ignorance of theoretical physics, what you need to learn? Physics. What knowledge you need? The knowledge of physics. Okay. If you are ignorant of your true nature of yourself, okay, what knowledge you need? Physics? Knowledge of yourself. Knowledge of your true nature, who you are, what we are reading in the Bhagavad Gita, not so? But we have a problem here where our minds are flighty. Your mind go all over the place. You don't have to tell me how much nonsense you thought about since service started till now. My head too, you know. If my talking here once in a while, thoughts come out and swat it away. You know, like a swatting mosquito. Try to keep you focused. How much nonsense you thought about when he go finish, boy, I wonder what to cook this morning. Why aren't even looking so today? You know, things like that. And even just using as an example, right, at the Haraz here. But, you know, is it true? How much time you sleep away? Nothing is put you to sleep like satsang, you know. Satsang sleep is a nice sleep. Then you wake up and you eat afterward. What you need, devotees, is concentration, focus of mind. What brings that? Meditation or Raj Yoga, right? People call yoga now. You sit to meditate. What you try to do, meditation alone won't bring you enlightenment, you know. Meditation focuses the mind, and of course there's a process. So, do you understand what I'm saying? Look at what we do here. When we come to temple, we do these 4 things, not so? Hands, heart, and head. Every time. Feel they come in temple to waste time, or if you come to the barber to see. People who don't come lose out. People who come benefit. You understand me? So you're not here to waste time, you're here to achieve something. Achieve what? Either you're running after the world or you're running behind God. Pick your path. Pick your pathway. You're running behind the world or you're running behind God. And devotees, I know. You're running behind the world, you might run behind God a bit, but you get fed up, then you come back and run behind the world again. Then you might pull back yourself, biting the fruits now. Yes, it happens. So you have in-between states. But you're trying to get solely on this pathway, all or nothing. God or the world, make your choice. All I will tell you is, when you choose the world, beyond the world, all you have is more world. Happiness, sadness, it never ends. That's what samsara means, like a wheel, like a circle. So those of you waiting for grandchildren to make you happy, for your children to make you happy, for your neighbor, God willing, to make you happy, for the president to make you happy, you wait. You wait. You wait your whole life, you die, you come back multiple times, the world will never, 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 never make you happy. It will only make you happy and sad, happy and sad, happy and sad. But if you choose this pathway, the pathway to God, then you're going to get permanent fulfillment. That is what enlightenment is, devotees. Permanent fulfillment. Then what you have to run behind again? You want to continue to suffer? And the funny thing is, we have a choice. Nobody forcing you. I forcing you to do anything? I force you to come? No. I force my children to come. But it's for their own benefit. Sometimes children, you have to force them. But afterward, they get big, their own mind. You think you're forcing them to do anything? They go on their own journey. Not so? Not so? So, devotees, make a choice. Make a choice wisely. And Sri Krishna is saying, I go back to what my Guru Shankaracharya always saying, you know, an ounce of practice is better than a ton of theory. Practice is what? Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, right? Practice, do, but you know, you have to have the knowledge to know what you're doing, right? What you want to achieve. But don't just go around like an aimless person. You come in temple, you're doing this, you're doing that, and you know why you're doing it. Okay? Read the Gita, keep up all of your practices, and what we aim for, whenever you get lost in life and you don't know what you should be aiming for, come back and read the end of chapter 2, the person of enlightenment. Ask yourself, am I like this? How far away am I from this? This is still boring nonsense. Does it make sense to me? Come back and checking yourself, devotees. It's like watching yourself in the mirror. If you're still finding looking ugly without the makeup, well, then you have work to do. Okay? So at this point here, devotees, I'll conclude. Bole Sri Krishna Bhagwan ki Jai. We'll make preparations for our final Havan. While that is being done, let's join together in a final Kirtanam. नंद नंद गोपाल आनंद नंद गोपाल
हे 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 नंद नंद आनंद नंद यदु नंद नंद गोपाल
हे नंद नंद आनंद नंद यरु नंद नंद गोपाल
हे नंद नंद आनंद नंद यदु नंद नंद गोपाल
हे नंद नंद आनंद नंद यरु नंद नंद गोपाल
हे नंद नंद गोपाल आनंद 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 नंद गोपाल
आनंद नंद गोपाल
आनंद नंद गोपाल आनंद नंद गोपाल आनंद नंद गोपाल
बोले श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय. We join together in our final Havan devotees. Swaha each time. Om Sri Man Mahaganadhipati Swaha. Om Sri Gauri Mata Swaha. Om Sri Prithvi Mata Swaha. Om Sri Panchlok Paldevaye Swaha. Om Hrim Srim Chandikaye Namah Swaha. Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundaye Viche Swaha. Om Hrim Srim Lakshmi Bhyo Namah Swaha. Om Srim Hrim Saraswatyay Swaha. Om Krim Kalyay Namah Swaha. Om Sri Tara Devi Swaha. Om Sri Tripura Sundari Devi Swaha. Om Sri Bhuvaneshwari Devi Swaha. Om Sri Tripura Bhairavi Devi Swaha. Om Sri Chinamasta Devi Swaha. Om Sri Dhumavati Devi Swaha. Om Sri Bagalamukhi Devi Swaha. Om Sri Matangi Devi Swaha. Om Sri Kamala Devi Swaha. Om Sri Swaha Mata Bhyo Namo Namah Swaha. Om Sri Nau Durga Mata Bhyo Namo Namah Swaha. Om Namah Shivaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Swaha. Om Sri Sitaramachandraya Bhyo Namo Namah Swaha. Om Sri Radha Krishnaya Bhyo Namo Namah Swaha. Om Sri Hum Hanumate Namah Swaha. Om Sri Aditya Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Chandra Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Mangal Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Buddha Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Brihaspati Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Shukra Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Shani Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Rahave Namah Swaha. Om Sri Ketave Namah Swaha. Om Sri Agindevaya Swaha. Om Sri Ishtadevaya Swaha. Om Sri Kuldevaya Swaha. Om Sri Asthandevaya Swaha. Om Sri Vastudevaya Swaha. Om Sarvadevta Sarvadevi Bhyo Namo Namah Swaha. Om Sri Anand Swarupaya Brahmane Namah Swaha. Om Sri Guruve Bhyo Namah Swaha. Offer up most of that. Sarvadevta Sarvadevi Bhyo Namo Namah Swaha. Pick up the remainder. Cotton, pan leaf and supari. Please all stand, devotees. We make our final offering. Om Purnamidah Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Sarvam Vai Purnagvam Swaha. Wash your hands out, then pass water on the fire 3 times. Om Sarvapap Harang Dibyam Gangyam Nirmalam Jalam Achmanang Chamaya Dattam Grihitam Purushottamah Achmanyam Samarpayami. Sregindevaya Namo Namah. Bow 3 times. Okay, devotees, we'll have our final arati. Chandresh, you can bring the vibhuti for me. So you'll come up and get your vibhuti as usual while we join in our final arati. Om Jai Jagadish Hari.
ॐ जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ॐ जय जगदीश हरे जो ध्यावे फल पावे दुख बिन से मन का स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का सुख संपत्ति घर आवे सुख संपत्ति घर आवे कष्ट मिटे तन का ॐ जय जगदीश हरे मात पिता तुम मेरे शरण रहो किसकी स्वामी शरण रहो किसकी तुम बिन और न दूजा प्रभु बिन और न दूजा आश करूं जिसकी ॐ जय जगदीश हरे तुम पूरन परमात्मा तुम अंतरयामी स्वामी तुम अंतरयामी पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर पार ब्रह्म संसार मिटावो पाप हरो देवा स्वामी पाप हरो देवा श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ावो श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ावो संतन की सेवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे
We join in closing prayer.
शिव हरे शिव राम सखे प्रभु त्रिविधताप निवारण हे विभु अज जनेश्वर यादव पाहि मां शिव हरे विजयं कुरु मे वरं शिव हरे विजयं कुरु मे वरं प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जय मङ्गलं प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जय मङ्गलम् ॐ मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णु मङ्गलं गरुडध्वज मङ्गलं पुण्डरीकाक्ष मङ्गलायतनो हरे मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णु मङ्गलं गरुडध्वज मङ्गलं गरुडध्वज मङ्गलं गरुडध्वज ॐ मन्त्रहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तिहीनं जनार्दनं यत् पूजितं मया देवा परिपूर्णं तदस्तु ॐ असतो मा सत्कमय ॐ तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय ॐ मृत्युर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ॐ हर हर महादेव हर हर महादेव हर हर महादेव डोले श्री गजानन स्वामी की जय आर शक्ति दुर्गा माता की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोले श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय।